Sometimes we forget why we're here. It's easy to fall off track. These help us remember.
These battle scars don't look like they're faded, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battles.
Growing up, I had a dream, something no one else could see. Tell me what it means when your faith is falling beneath your knees and you can't breathe. Everything you see reminds you of what you're not or something you won't be. You gotta take what you're given, that's how we live it. Don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed. I hear a lot of people talking like they politicians and choose to be an accountant because it's safe in the business. Not because they want to do it, just because they heard it pays. And who the fuck wants to be poor knowing that's how we've been raised? Society is getting heavy, I can feel the weight. The pressure of success is like 100 million pounds of shame. And that's the reason I'm staying up late, trying to find a way to escape the stereotypes. This day and age is making me feel like the only way I'll be happy is getting signed to a label and making money through rapping. I want to share my emotion because this world is attacking the very principle of life that lets the people be happy. If you don't have a reason to breathe, why even live? These battle scars are impressions of everything that it is.
Don't look like they're faded, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battle scars don't look like they're faded, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battles.
If I had a voice that reached 100 million people, I'd tell them there's a reason that we're all created equal. Cause some decide to be great and some decide a sequel to an average person's life is simply what they want to be. So you make your decision. All I know is what I'm given won't define the life I lead or the way I dwell in existence. I've seen a greater image on the walls of where I'm living, and the words twisted and scripted remind me of something written. Faith is a gift that is given down to the people. If one believes it, one receives it. It's given if it is needed. Don't ever think you're trapped in a life that you never wanted. Your options are infinite, that's some mathematical logic. I'm not saying I'm a prophet, I'm speaking for what it's worth. These lyrics define my prayers and these battle scars on my church. Not saying I'm a prophet, I'm speaking for what it's worth. These lyrics define my prayers, these battle scars on my church.
Don't look like they're faded, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battle scars don't look like they're faded, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battles.
They don't talk about us, only when there's a crime. Would you believe me if I was to tell you that in this world, with or without money, we're all richer than the poor? The problem is those that say that I'm reaching out to give a hand, and stay they leeching hands is itching, ready to see you missing. Well, thinking what to write, something inside me told me I can freestyle or I can rap. I can go with a rhythm that can make you dance. Tell you what I see on a daily, tell you everything's okay just to avoid dilemma. Or I can simply bring you something positive to the table and warn you of the ongoing problems that we're having. Instead, I have to reach out to my conscience once again as I watch the crime and the violence rise and the kids lose their innocence. Now the concept of forming a home day by day loses its essence. They don't want to hear that. I can't keep my arms crossed in front of the system. If I don't do something, I'm also part of the problem. As guilty as the one that pulls the trigger, like the person in the crowd that hits the record button on their phone to expose a lie instead of the truth for clout. They need 1,000 views. The government doesn't have a solution. The problem started when we took God out the equation. The problem ain't us celebrating. The problem is that we a nation divided when we should be a nation united and praying. That's how we live today. When problems occur, we come up with a meaning. Laugh a little, move on with no care in the world, as if it ain't even a thing in this world. If it's like this today, I don't want to see the future. Cause nowadays, they'll make a meme out of a person that can't even see the day of light no more. What makes you think they care? They can't even break bread at the table. I don't know how you want to be rappers and lyricists can go on with life, living on an illusion with nothing good to write. Talking about killing someone, selling drugs with pride, until the scripts are flipped and it's someone you love dies. This ain't solved by activating the National Guards and going behind bars. This is deeper. This is me and you. And they say as time passed by, it will heal everything. Shit, you know these scars? I seen time flash by and never felt everything. You get me on standby, ready to kill everything. Alone in the mirror, looking at myself, say, girl, you're everything. Shit. You don't need for anything, shorty. So unless you walk a mile in my shoes, don't say anything. Just take a minute and listen so you can consume everything. Me and you are not the same, so make sure you look both ways when you cross me, and that's on everything. Hey, what up, everybody? I hope all of y'all is having a blessed and humble day. I hope all of y'all continue to have a blessed and humble night. It's y'all shorty Racheal. I want to welcome all of y'all to the Writers for Life. Brings you the Let's Talk About It podcast. We've been doing, things a little different. We've been reacting to these TikTok videos that they might make you laugh. They might make you question your reality. This is part 3 to that. While we talk about current events, let's talk about it, y'all. I did a live earlier. I did part 2. Shout out to Miss April Showers. She hopped on a panel. She gave us her wisdom. She gave us her knowledge. And she spoke to the youth like, shout out to her. We got to give them their roses when they hear. And all I could say is a lot of respect my way from me to Miss April Shower. Shout out to her. We need a lot more of our elders, speaking like this. So I could really say that I really respect this woman. Shout out to her, y'all. But let's talk about it, y'all. There's so many, current events happening. I don't want to focus on the celebrities. I want to focus on, us talking about what's really happening around us, the current events. We could probably bring tables to the solutions to the table. My bad. And as y'all know that a shorty got 1 foot into the politics, 1 foot into the streets, and my whole purpose is helping guide the youth. But we've been reacting to these TikTok videos. We've been laughing, and some of them may make you question the reality. Some of them may make you say, yo, that's bullshit. But before we get to these TikTok videos, let's, check a little bit about what's going on around us. Right now, I want to show y'all. Right now, we're going to talk about Representative Sean Casten discussing foreign aid funding bills advancing in the House. So basically, they're going to talk about the funding bill that they're working on. I think it's already been passed. I'm not sure. I got to do a little deeper research into it. I've been a little caught up, but I am keeping up. But I got to go a little deeper into this because I think they already passed some shit right underneath our noses. And if you know, you know. But let's listen to what they got to say. And let us shorty know what y'all think. I will drop the link after I show y'all these 2 videos. And, y'all can give y'all perspectives. Y'all more than welcome to hop on a panel. These are open panels. Let's talk about it. Let's hear what y'all got to say. The whole point about it is, look, listen, man, we could bring a resolution. We could bring solutions. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I do know that my message has reached a lot of people. And I'm not going to stop. Because at the end of the day, that right there is what matters. I'm not here to please a big ass crowd because, like I said, I'm not everybody's cup of tea.
Overnight, Israel reportedly launched a narrow airstrike against Iran. Israel targeted an Iranian airbase and fired 3 ballistic missiles in its retaliation for Iran's drone attack on Israel earlier this month. Iran fired its air defense systems in response.
Ooh, blessings, Nate. How you doing? I ain't seen you in a minute, Nate, baby.
To the attack and intercepted some of the missiles, but Iran downplayed any damage and said it's limited to a few broken windows. U.S. officials say that they were given a heads up that Israel was planning a strike in the coming days, but were not involved.
That the United States has not been involved in any offensive operations. What we're focused on, what the G7 is focused on, and again, it's reflected in our statement and in our conversation, is our work to de-escalate tensions.
The U.S. and European Union leaders are launching a new set of sanctions now on Iran's military leaders and weapons makers in retaliation for the drone strike on Israel. The sanctions targeting Iran's missile and drone programs, along with entities connected to Iran's defense ministry.
As the crisis in the Middle East intensifies, the U.S. House of Representatives moves one step closer to approving billions of dollars in foreign aid. Mike Johnson forging ahead despite the risk to his speakership. Representative Sean Casten joining us live to discuss the progress and potential fallout. Congressman, thank you so much for joining us.
Good evening.
Just a quick review for folks. Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, his plan was to break up the foreign aid package into individual bills, allowing you to be able to vote on for or against Ukraine separately from aid to Israel and Taiwan, including a TikTok bill. But it isn't sitting well with some of the conservatives in your group, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Thomas Massie. Is this creating chaos, and could the speaker find himself losing his gig?
I think we're all learning more about parliamentary procedure in the House than we ever necessarily wanted to. So, I mean, today was really unusual. Number one, like, let's be clear, we have got to get aid to Ukraine. We've got to get aid to Israel. We've got to get humanitarian aid to Gaza. And this bill has been sitting in the Senate for a long time. Those bills all have overwhelmingly bipartisan.
Here's my thing, right? I have the same question that a lot of other people have. We all working citizens here, right? We all get taxes taken out of our paychecks and everything. So we pay taxes, right? So out of our taxes, these officers get paid. A lot of things get paid off of us working, right? And I've always said that. Where does it go? They're supposed to be going into our schools, into the resources that we need, but yet y'all sitting here helping another country without being able to help the people in your country. We still, shout out to Nate the Great. If you haven't checked out Nate the Great, go check him out. These are topics that he really does bring up a lot, especially him living in New York. Like, these are things that are really happening. There's people still waiting on Section 8. I live in North Philadelphia, and I know that people have still been waiting for Section 8 housing and all that since, I would say, before 2006. Some people, that the ones that applied before 2006 or 2009 or 2016, those just started getting their housing, just started getting their Section 8. And a lot of people are still having problems with their checks, their SSIs, their welfare. A lot of people are getting scammed through the welfare from their snaps, their cash. I mean, I could just keep going down the line. The IRS, a lot of people, they haven't gotten their full checks. Why? Because they're taking them out and they're putting it into this war, into bringing migrants from other places, gangs, and all this. They're not really aiding. They're bringing to destroy the country. Listen, man, a lot of people gonna say, don't say this, don't say that, but listen, let them take the channel. They want to take it, take it. I don't get paid for this shit, and I am not gonna sit here and make a fool to sit here and get views in order to get a paycheck off of YouTube. It's a lot of shit going on, and my last of my worries is a celebrity. Like, if we want to talk about the celebrity, if we want to bring Diddy up, let's bring the fact that they're only bringing up these celebrities and bringing them down, right? To keep us distracted, to keep us from knowing what's actually happening around us. Like, if I was to sit here and really break it down and talk about Diddy, y'all would actually get mad. But you know what's crazy? What I would break down, a lot of people have already come to realize themselves. I don't have to sit here and break it down. People have already realized that shit. So my thing is, right, before we help these countries, y'all need to focus on helping the people in here, in our country. That's why Putin and Mexico and all of them, the Russian president is getting all these countries together and telling them, yo, take care of your country before you sit here and aid another country. And that's the problem that's happening right here in the United States. And people not realizing it. Y'all know when y'all gonna realize it? When y'all in the streets, right next to all the homeless people that y'all talking about, right next to all them addicts that are on them streets. Them same addicts that y'all help before y'all helping actual homeless. People might get mad at what I'm saying, but oh well, look, listen, man, there's not enough tape to tie this mouth up. And there's not enough rope to tie my ass down. Like, I'm seeing all this happen and people is focused on the wrong shit. Our elders are about to be left with no SSI, no type of help, no type of resources for them, left in these homes, these shelters, these places where You know, a lot of these elders don't even got kids that care for them. So shout out to those people that are out here keeping an eye on their, you know, their loved ones, the ones they care about. Because when you keep these people in these homes and stuff like that, and I don't mean to offend nobody, yo, they go through it. They go through hell. Believe it or not, I've heard stories, and I'm sitting here like, damn, like what is we focused on? But yet, this is happening right underneath our noses. They're helping other countries while our people is falling apart.
Strong support on the floor, but that support is majority from the Democratic Party, which of course is the minority, and that creates challenges for Speaker Johnson. The rule today to essentially agree on how we're going to vote on procedure did pass with very bipartisan majorities, but majority Democratic, and Speaker Johnson has got his own troubles in his party as a result of that, but I'm glad he did the right thing to make sure we get this aid package through.
Yes, he says he is not stepping down. Could there be a vote tomorrow?
I'll be very disappointed if there isn't. What we voted on today gives us the rules for debate and puts us in a position where we should be voting sometime around noon tomorrow on the 4 separate bills. I have no reason to believe there will be any surprises, but I also thought on Monday I was going to be home last night, so there's surprises. There's surprises afoot every day this week.
A lot of people saying this chaotic turmoil that we're hearing about coming out of D.C. does not bode well for the leadership in Congress.
I mean, look, it's been a challenge. We're on our 2nd speaker. This is the first time in history that we've vacated the speaker in the House. And I think any Republican speaker has a challenge right now because there is a sizable pro-governance, culturally conservative, but pro-governance part of the Republican Party. There also is a part of the Republican Party that's hostile to governance, hostile to Ukraine, hostile to the United States playing leadership in the world. And I wouldn't want to have Mike Johnson's job. It's a hard group to manage, but I do think we should take some solace in the fact that when these bills come to the floor, they are overwhelmingly bipartisan. And I think that's important for the American people to understand that what we're doing is supported by the majority of members of Congress. It's just procedurally difficult to get it done, given some of the dynamics in the Republican Party right now.
You've been known to reach across the aisle. What would you like to see done right now? And are you for or against Mike Johnson staying in the speakership role?
I mean, look, I have a lot of policy differences with Mike Johnson, obviously. I think we're seeing somebody who has really never had any leadership position in his life before becoming the second in command to the president.
And is that showing now? Do you think that's showing right now?
It's very clear he's learning how to do the job. I think what all of us find is that he's a much more trustworthy fellow than Mr. McCarthy was. When he gives you his word, you have his word. I don't always necessarily agree with his word of what he tries to do, but he's figuring out the job. But I think, we'll see what happens if they make a move to terminate him. I think for right now, the most important thing is to make sure we get this aid package through. If you talk to a Ukrainian, talk to someone in Gaza, talk to someone in Israel, their primary focus is not House parliamentary procedure right now. It's making sure that their allies in the United States help them out.
All right, Representative Sean Casten, thank you so much for joining us. Be safe, be well.
So basically, their prime focus is to help an ally that wants to keep a war against a country that doesn't want to be at war and has been telling them to stop for the longest. I mean, let's make this make sense. Now, I see why a lot of these, because here in Philadelphia, hold on one second. Some people will always have a place in my heart, but not in my life.
Hey, yo, Flory, turn me up.
Because when I tell you that it hurts, it hurts. Envy in your eyes, yet you want trust. Can't tell if you're an enemy or a friend. I mean, back then when I was naive, now I'm older, some say wiser. I'm no fool. I'm only a friend when convenient. Took a while to understand that what was real would never leave. Only when you're in pain and alone, you know who you can really depend on. You say you were a friend, where were you when I needed a hand? Shit, you was following a trend. A friend ain't nothing but a dollar in your pocket when the money gone. My bad. But yeah, my bad. I think in my opinion, I think we need to get shit in order here in America before we think about helping other people. And by the way, like, yo, why is we even messing with these countries? They straight up told us they didn't want to go at war. They wanted peace. But for some reason, oh wait, when we get to the TikTok videos, there's a lady that speaks on it. So let me show y'all a Papa Duck video real quick before we get started to these TikTok videos. And I am going to drop the link. That's for anybody that does wish to come up. The link will be down there. But let's hear what Papa Duck. I want y'all to hear this. So earlier on part 2 of my live, I was talking about the Vatican and what I thought the Vatican was. And after I ended my live and I was, picking up my shorty from school and stuff like that, I came home. I sat down, like, yo, Papa Duck popped up on my timeline, right? And I was like, damn, I forgot about this video. And he talks about the Vatican. Shout out to Papa Duck. He says, you think you know, but you have no idea about the Vatican. Listen to what he has to say about the Vatican.
See what God have done for me. Look at me now. God is good all the time.
Yo, what's happening, man? It's your boy Papa Duck, man. Back with another video. I know y'all ain't seen me in a while, but I've been working on music. And also, I want to say this video is sponsored by UbuntuApparel.com. Please head over to the website, grab you some gear, man. Y'all been really showing love, and I really, really appreciate that. I do. Honestly, today I just want to bring some of y'all attention about the Vatican. I know a lot of people don't like to even speak about this, but majority of people don't have no insight of what the Vatican is. It ain't what you think it is. And I just want to break this down because Black folks, we the most spiritual, churchy people in the world, but we don't see the bigger picture because we're blinded by a lot of things. You have to be open-minded, and I know a lot of y'all are for what I'm about to talk about. The Vatican, it is not what you think it is. The Vatican have their own bank. Yes, they have their own bank. We talking ever since 1942. They got their own bank. They got their own money. Okay. And this
Pete, 1942, when they put the welfare system in place. And if you go back and you watch part 2 of this, you would hear I show a video of a guy on TikTok explaining and breaking down the welfare system. But people don't want to listen. They just don't get it. They're not going to get it.
comes from, decades of membership growth. This comes from tithing. This comes from donations, and it comes from a lot of investments. Yes, they have their own property, and not only that, it is tax-free property. Anytime there's a conglomerate of money, something's going on. The reason why Black churches can't consolidate this same system and create other Black millionaires through church is because they too are a part of the Vatican, which are all consolidated as one. You can't go get a church unless you comply with them in some way or another. Because you got to think, a lot of times just because it don't say Vatican doesn't mean they're not attached to it. And this is how they can hide behind different entities and titles and names. Like, let's be real here. We're running out of time, bro. Let's be real. These people are worth billions of dollars. The LDS, which is the Latter-day Saints, the Christian Latter-day Saints Church, is worth millions, billions. How is it that the Vatican is worth this much money when you got people living on the streets?
And I keep telling everybody, yo, everything goes back to them Catholic churches and all of this. People like, you tripping, that you don't know what you're talking about. I've just done my research. I've just sat here and read and listened. So at the end of the day, I've come up with the conclusion, yo, a lot of this shit, especially the money, all that, it leads back It leads back to the Catholic churches. It leads back to the popes, the Vatican, all of that. It leads back to that. I know I'm not tripping. Like, yo, shout out to Papa Duck, yo.
And you go to jail for trying to feed them. And I told y'all why. You can't feed the homeless because you're aiding them. You're giving them aid, which prevents them from going out to commit crimes, which makes the jailhouses empty. Yes, these people make money off building these private prisons, and it has to be occupied at whatever percentage of occupancy that they agreed upon when signing the contract. I told y'all in Arizona sued. The state of Arizona they got sued because when the prison came there, it fell under the 97% occupancy that they had in the contract, and they got sued. That's why I say we run out of time. Okay, we have to call a spade a spade. You understand me? And these people are making so much money. We talking about they have their own real estate, they have their own banking, they have their own money institutes, and we talking about how is it that the world is ran when people they die because they don't have the money to get an organ. And where you go, you asking regular working people for donations when y'all got all the money. Bro, I told y'all, bro, money is a tool. Money is used to separate people for an agenda. This is why you can't just be in these organizations. You have to be invited in. And I'm just scratching the surface. There's a lot of stuff I can't even talk about, to be honest, because they hear everything and they like to control everything, as you see. But I told y'all, churches don't make millions. They don't make trillions. They make Googles. Go research what the word Google means. We talk about an infinite amount of money that's unfathomable. However, you know what I'm saying. Please share this video because I want everybody to understand. It's not about what you believe in and what you don't.
And that's a fact. And for those of y'all that might be confused, here, let me help out real quick. What does Google mean? Now, for those of y'all that didn't know what Google meant, here we go. Because people, even the internet would tell you. Making sure that y'all can see that. Let's make the screen a little bigger. And let's read it. Google. The term Google itself is a creative spelling of Google. Yo, a number equal to 10 to the 100th power or more. Colloquially, I can't even say the word. Colloquiality. Listen, I cannot say that word. An unformatable number. Google. Google. How they spell it is Googol. It's not Google. That's crazy. But when we put Google, this is the definition. Yo, that is crazy. Was coined. Yo, this is a stock. See, was coined in the 1930s and attributed to the 9-year-old nephew of American mathematician Edward Cancer. Google's all about math. The name Google originated from a misspelling of Google, which refers to the number represented by a 1 followed by 100 zeros. What is the origin of the word Google? All right, let's see. What is the... Hold on 1 second, guys.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. Here we go. I'm sorry, my dog.
All right, the name Google is a misspelling already. I said that. Where the hell? Oh, yeah, I'm right. Damn. The name Google is a misspelling of Google. the number 1 followed by 100 zeros, which was picked to signify that the search engine was intended to provide large quantities of information. So that's crazy. If y'all do y'all research, y'all will get the true meanings of a lot of stuff that y'all doing, a lot of the stuff that y'all saying. It's crazy.
It's about being under a construct that keeps you behind as a people. You have to understand this, bro. If you look up the word priest, it comes from a Greek word that basically means the leader of the cattle. At the end of the day, what I'm trying to explain to y'all is this. We shouldn't be in the situation we're in, and it shouldn't have religion attached to it to make us naive to what's going on. See, whoever gave the Jewish people their religious construct, they aligned it with business. Keep telling y'all, they say when a Jewish man died, they ask him, what was your business skill? It's the first thing they maker asked him. They align black people with hope. Pray, just hope it's going to happen. Come on, man. Come on, bro. We see what's going on in the world, bro. God ain't gonna punish you because you want to know the truth. You see what's going on. You can't. They call it a belief because you got to believe it. You can't know something and believe it at the same time. Doesn't make sense, bro. God ain't gonna punish you because you want to know the truth. You ain't ran across this video for nothing. If you understand what the universe is made of, unseen energies that alters physical reality, if you know what that means. This is the same thing as what they call angels. When you trying to go left, but the energy is switching you to go right. That's why certain things happen. It's like running in a big rock fall in front of you, have to run you this way, and another rock fall when they're trying to get you to go this way. You just got to be aligned with the energy, and it won't be a rat race. If you align with the energy, you know how to follow it. Okay? You know how to follow it. But I'm just saying, it's time we start calling a spade, bro. You got to get out of the spookism. You got to get out of being afraid. You got to see what's going on, bro. People question me all the time. Yes, I believe in the Most High. But I'm smart enough from the Most High to know God is in your essence. Man can't tell me shit about my religion. You know what God gonna say? He gonna look now, he gonna smile. Because God is in your essence. See, I told you, religion is a book. Spirituality is in your DNA, baby. They can't teach you that. But they damn sure will try and do everything they can to sway you away from certain things. That's why they want to be in control of everything. They want to tell you what happened in the past. They want to tell you this happened. Why? Why do this? Why is it that they want to be so in control of everything? Why? You ever ask yourself that? Most people don't, because you was trained, right, to not think. You was trained to do as you was told. I told y'all that school kills free thinking. But all you got to do is think. It doesn't make sense. Homeless people, people dying from sickness. They want to take over all the plants and they want to control all the laws. I told y'all, man, there's people dead right now that's still running your life because they signed a piece of paper, Constitution, that they don't teach you in school. Okay? Think, and you can come about this bondage, this mental bondage. Just think, bro. How is it that the Vatican got millions of dollars, billions of dollars, and there's people that are homeless. There's people that are starving. People, do you really think God put us here for that? Or they told you that? Think. If you met God today or tomorrow, from what you feel is though what God is, you think God really put us on earth for us to be doing what we're doing? Got to remember, the devil biggest scam was to convince you he never existed. I told y'all, people who will fake a pandemic, people who will try to alter God's green earth and plant GMOs to make us sick, people who will feed us chemicals that is banned in other countries, people who will do all these things to keep us oppressed and on an animal level. That's the devil. There's nobody under the ground with horns and all this other crap. Those are the people that is fighting for darkness. And they doing it every day. This is why they created Hollywood, commercials, TV, radio. They own all different publications so that they can keep us under their oppression and they can paint the perception of how we see the world. And they drop bombs and plant booby traps along the way to make it all align with each other. But if you think, it don't make sense. Why would they promote crime in music, right? And tell you we need to stop crime, but they the ones pushing it. They the ones paying these labels. These labels are being, and these all of them in cahoots, bro. They all in one big spider web. They all together. Radio stations will promote violence because they make money off it, because they can do population control.
And what's crazy is, believe it or not, what he's saying, everything is all facts. But I wonder how the hell did this 1%er become, in control of everything? How did this 1%er end up controlling all the money? And when you connect the dots, putting the pieces together, what's crazy is, isn't the Vatican somewhere in London? I know it's somewhere in Europe, right? Let's see. Rome. Yep, Europe. I wasn't wrong. It's still in Europe. Yo, this is crazy. I said it. Everything leads back. And for those of y'all, if y'all go do y'all research, right? Y'all do know that all these lawyers that we sit here, that we hire, that we get to defend us, all of them they're all hired from Europe. Like, go do y'all research. Everything leads back to Europe. Everything leads back to the Vatican. All the money goes back over there. Everything. So what's crazy is, I really believe a lot of people when they say, that Europe, does Europe own the United States? No, but how does it that everything goes back to over there? See, that's that one question I can't get answered. Everything from the lawyers to the judge, everything, the court system belongs over there too. That's why I said this goes deep and deep and deep and deep.
And they can control cultures. We as black people, we don't have the power to. We don't. I'm gonna do a whole nother video on that, so y'all can get a better synopsis of what I'm saying. But everything I do, I'm trying to get y'all to think. It don't make sense. How can McDonald's have contracts with hospitals, knowing the type of food they sell? Think, people. That's why I say these people, y'all go advocate for that vote and all that. These people ain't doing nothing for you, bro. You can look
That's the same thing that I say. The main food industry for these places, like the stadiums, the jails, the hospitals, and stuff like that, is Aramark. So if the hospitals are supposed to be safe and they're supposed to protect their patients and make them healthier and safer, then why feed them these type of foods? Go deeper. That's what I'm telling y'all. Like, y'all think, you actually prep the food from scratch in these hospitals. Like, come on, man.
Let's see what they're doing. You only can fit the description if you fit the description for the job. They're not hiring people to come work in government that's going to be for the people. They only hire people who are going to follow the agenda. Come on, bro. Look what happened to JFK when he wanted to demolish the CIA. Look what they did to him. You go look at the documentary. It's telling you when you don't go along with what they want, this is what happens. Same thing that happens to the Titanic. The same thing. That was on the Titanic sunk on purpose. Go look up Jekyll Island.
And that's a fact. For those of y'all, listen, man, I think I did 3 lives on that, on the history of Jekyll Island, the Titanic, and the sunken submarine. And I told y'all, because of that, all the when the Titanic sunk, the federal banks came out. All that was to, it's all about money. It's all about power. They killed. They offed a lot of people in that boat to get what they wanted, to pass a lot of bills, a lot of laws, and people don't see that.
And the millionaires that didn't want to comply with what they wanted, the Rockefellers
Mm-hmm.
and the J.P. Morgans and shit. It was other people when they was coming up with the monetary system that didn't comply with it. They made sure they ass got on that boat. And the ones who got off, they made sure they got off. Go do your own research on it. And they done made Hollywood done made movies off the Titanic. They done even made movies and money off the shit that they did. It was all
They made a movie off the Titanic, all right, but they distracted the world by making that movie. Really, it was kind of like the whole focus was on the romance of the movie. And nobody really paid attention to the message in the movie, because if you really pay attention to the Titanic, right, I had to go back and watch it. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, yo, they in a way they talk about it. In a way they talk about it, but we're so focused on Leonardo DiCaprio and the girl that he falls for and the diamond falling, the ring or whatever. I forgot what the fuck it was that fell down in the water. Like, we were so focused in the love story of it.
a lie. So if they'll lie about that, just imagine stuff that you don't know that they'll lie about. Bro, come on, bro. It's time to wake up. Share this video. That's all I ask. I ain't mean it for it to be this long. Share this video, man. It's your boy Papa Duck. You know, I love y'all, man. And like I be trying to tell y'all, man, just think, bro. That's it. This ain't got nothing to do with nothing else, bro. Just think. Use your common sense. Damn what the rest of the world are doing. A lot of people under that spell, they don't know no better. They don't. Because they too went to school and was plugged up to the system that poisoned everything they know. Now their whole reality screwed up. And we have them to blame because they the one got us going to their schools and fucking our minds up and got us thinking the way we thinking. But anyway, man, it's your boy Papa Duck. I love y'all. Like I tell y'all all the time, in order for you to be found, you must first be lost. Okay? Holla at y'all on the next video.
And that's a fact. Like, if y'all pay attention and y'all listen, like, sometimes we just need to shut up and listen. If y'all listen, y'all will, hear everything that is being done, but people don't want to listen, or they scared to listen, or I don't know what the hell is wrong with a lot of people. But yeah, all this stuff is right in front of our faces, and it's crazy, right? I questioned it when I was young, and as I got older, I was distracted by other things. But now that I'm older, like, I'm saying, as I got older, right, I was distracted. But now I'm older, and I'm not saying that I'm smart. I'm not saying that I know everything, because I'm still learning. I'm still learning as I go. But I'm listening. I'm paying attention. And I don't learn by just reading. I listen to those that are, wise. Because listen, man, a smart person could still be a fool, but a wise person has that knowledge. So at the end of the day, listen, don't get mad when a person says, listen, man, you may be smart, but you're still a fool. And that before, I didn't get it when the elderly told me that, but I was like, yo, what the fuck? And now I got a phrase of my own. I'll be telling my kids, I'm like, yo, yeah, you smart, but you too smart for your smarts. And that shit's gonna get you fucked up in the long run. Real shit. Like, damn. Like, I wish I would have understood a lot of the stuff that my elders was telling me when I was younger. But I didn't get it until I bumped my head. And that's how it is. Like, y'all want these kids to grow up so fast that y'all not understanding there's a process to it. And we have to show them. But for some reason, we're forcing all this onto them. But yeah, all right. I wanted to just show y'all that, like, before I started reacting to these TikTok videos. It is 12:05 a.m. here in North Philadelphia. I'm going to give it an hour of these TikTok videos. I'm not going to try to be long tonight, and I will do a part 4 to this because there's a lot of TikTok videos I want y'all to see, and I would love to get y'all opinions and y'all perspectives on this. The link is pinned up there for anybody that wishes to come up and, speak on these videos. So let's get started with the first video. This lady says, ladies never give a man. It says, ladies never give a man room to flirt with you while you have a man. Giving out your social media account is like giving out your number. And she is not lying. Like, we need to educate our young ladies. It is disrespectful for y'all to be giving out your numbers and all this. Once you're in a relationship, respect your man, because you wouldn't want your man to be giving out. You know what's crazy? Women don't like it. You can't have a friend that's a girl. You can't have this. You can't have that. But it's okay for the females to do it. Come on, man. That's something that I've been talking about ever since I was growing up. Like, why is it okay for us girls to do this, but it's not okay for the boys to do this? But why is it okay for the boys to do this, but it's not okay for the girls to do this? So it's kind of like, what makes y'all think these kids don't have the same type of questions too, huh? Hey, what's going on?
Ladies, never leave room for a man to flirt with you when you have a man. Hi, bye, that's it. What more do you need to say to a man? Because you cannot be friends with a man while you have a man. Okay? If you met that man after your relationship, that could never be a friend. Okay? If you met a few people before your man and he understands and he knows, that's cool. But anything after your man could never be your friend. That's the motherfucker trying to get with you. Okay? So again, ladies, stop leaving room for a man to flirt when you have a man. If you don't understand this and what a man is capable of, then you will never get it. Because at the end of the day, you're going to be put in a situation that you do not want to be put in. All right? Oh, she was hitting me up. She was doing this. I asked her for her number. Then she gave me the gram. She gave me the TikTok. She gave me this. Stop giving men room to flirt. Okay? It's a reason why he can't have your number. And there's a reason why you shouldn't pass your social media, because you felt like you couldn't give your number because you got a man. It's the same thing. If a motherfucker randomly follows you on social media, that's cool. But giving out your social media is like giving out your phone number.
And that's a fact. There's a big difference between somebody following you on social media and, liking your stuff compared to you sitting here willingly giving out your social media. Yeah, DM me, inbox me, email me. I'm sitting here like, for what? What you need to get emailed for? What you need to get inboxed or DM for? Then you want to be on social media talking about, these men getting on my nerves. Well, y'all gave them room to flirt. If you have a man, there's no reason why you should give another man your social media account. What for? I would love to hear the men's opinion on this, because I know I hear it a lot and I hear it every day. The women get pissed off when the men give out their DMs, or they give out their inboxes, or they give out their phone numbers. So why isn't that we can't give back the same type of respect that we want them to give us? Can I ask you a question, babe? I know you're about to leave, but as a man, how would you feel if I was to give my social media account to another man, knowing that I'm in a relationship with you?
The same way you'll feel if I gave my number to another woman.
See, and that's coming straight from the goat's mouth, a man himself.
Yes.
So a lot of females really need to stop doing that. That causes a lot of problems in relationships.
Newsweek found 17 states are.
That drum was loud. I'm sorry. All right, guys. Now this lady is bringing she's showing us a video, and I want to show it to y'all, right? I want to know, how do y'all feel about this new law that is being passed, right? And it's already passed in a couple states. I think Ohio is being one of them, right? About marrying your first cousin. There's a law that has been passed where you are allowed. Yo, what the hell? Yo, can somebody please answer this question, yo, before I show this video? Like, what is wrong with the Democrats? I mean, I'm not saying Republicans is any better than the Democrats, but the Democrats are kind of like trying to push this agenda, whereas then like the incest is okay. I'm sorry to say, the LGBT community +4 and all this, like, yo, the agenda they're trying to pass is like out of pocket, and I don't see nobody speaking up. Marrying your first cousin? What in the world was the president thinking about?
Newsweek found 17 states are fully okay with it, including California, New York, Connecticut, and Massachusetts.
There you go. California, New York, Massachusetts. Like, yo, they really passed a law where you can marry your first. This is sick. Sodom and Gomorrah.
The states in yellow allow it with restrictions. Indiana is one of those. Ohio is part of the majority that does. Newsweek found 17 states are fully okay with it, including California, New York, Connecticut, and Massachusetts. The states in yellow allow it with restrictions. Indiana is one of those. Ohio is part of the majority that does. Newsweek found 17 states.
So that is real crazy. I don't know what y'all think about it. In the comments, there's only one comment on this, John. Marry a cousin, how sick. They passed in these laws, and it's the Democrats.
Americans are so used to poverty in their own country, and they like to project that onto other countries. Americans can't fathom that other countries have middle classes and other countries have money. This guy is saying that in Mexico, only the rich people can shop at Walmart, and that the average Mexican worker can't go to Walmart. Americans are so sheltered, and they live in such a bubble. But let's go to this Walmart, and let's see how high class it is. You know, and it's so funny how people say that only rich people can come to Walmart in Mexico. When I go to Walmart in the States, it's literally like people like arguing, wearing sweatpants, looking all baggy, their hair is greasy. You know, they're like fighting for products. Like, that's what I see when I go to the Walmart in the States. It's gotten so bad in the US that they're actually starting to close the self-checkouts because people like to steal. Come on. You guys are so broke in the States that when you go to Walmart, you can buy things with Affirm, guys. Come on. And don't even get me started on all the smash and grabs. Come on. Like, there's literally over 2,000 Walmarts in Mexico. I mean, obviously somebody's keeping them in business, guys. Come on. But apparently only rich people can shop here at Walmart in Mexico, guys. But anyways, typical American mentality. Let me know what you guys think.
And it's true. And I'll be telling people, the way we was told, what we was told about other countries is not true. It's not the reality. We actually have to start doing our own research. We've been lied to. We've been manipulated. We've been played. Like, we thought Mexico was a whole, certain way. But when you actually see the people that actually live in Mexico and they tell you the stories and they tell you what it's like over there, it's completely different from what we was told.
Bro, y'all won't believe what I just saw last night, bro. All right, so boom, today's April 4th. This happened around 2, 3 a.m. nearly, bro. Me and my homeboy, we got done hooping from the gym outside, y'all. This was Carrollton, Plano, Frisco area, around that area, y'all. So if y'all live around that area, please be careful. We were hooping outside. We go to Quick Trip at night. Anytime, in the morning time, middle time, at night, we go there and get our snacks and our drinks after we get done hooping to go home. So boom, as we park, because everybody parked, knowing the parking lot is empty. It's in the morning, like early. The parking lot empty. The sky is clear. It's only a moon showing, bro. As we walked inside there, bro, as we walking up inside the bro, I promise you, it was a lady in the middle of the parking lot. When I told you this lady eyes was pure black on my soul, like she's got, bro, her eyes was black on my mama. You see the white bars on my eyes, her eyes was black. Like, bro, when I tell you, me and my homeboy looked at her, bro, like she was just like this. I promise you, like looking at the sky like this. Like, bro, I promise you, bro. And then I promise, man, y'all gonna think this is not kept. This is not trying to be funny. It's not no skit, none of that, bro. I'm telling y'all, me and my two homeboys, if you know me personally, just add me, bro. You will know the two homeboys I'll be around every single day. Bro, when I told you this is exactly what she did, bro. She said, and started smiling, I promise you, bro. Like, but her, man, bro.
It's crazy though. I believe because some crazy shit happened out there, but that could have been one of them. You know, I could say somebody that they got them contact lenses that make you look like you got your whole pupil black and stuff like that. So it's kind of like hard to believe what's real and what's fake. I mean, people say that around 2 a.m., 3 a.m. That's the time where the Holy Ghost and the spirits and shit do pop off, right? Is it 2 to 4 a.m. the time when the most demonic stuff happens? So he very well could have seen a demon. Shit, a demon possessed the body, or the person was already a demon. Shit, because when you come to see the movie, the monsters in the movies in reality is us.
Her smile went all the way up, bro. Man, y'all don't think I'm capping, bro. This is real stuff, bro. I'm not capping it.
This is a warning for y'all. If y'all ever watch the movie Smile, don't go to bed right afterwards.
And the only crazy part about this, bro, because like 2-3 days ago, I seen a dude who was terrified talking about he saw the same thing inside the store, bro. What me and bro seen, listen, I don't take no drugs. I never took no type of drug. I never smoked drunk a day in my life. I'm not doing this for no skit. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not just capping, bro. This is real stuff. I literally saw, me and my two homeboys saw this early morning, 2-3 a.m. at Quick Trip, a lady in the middle of the parking lot. I don't know what's going on, bro. I don't know if they talking about April 8th, whatever going on in this world, fam. Y'all be safe because the money slip inside the world. Bro, what I saw, bro, just be safe, bro.
This week, Biden told us cannibals ate his uncle in New Guinea.
I'm dead.
Uncle, they called him Ambrose Brosey, they called him Bozy. My Uncle Bozy was a hell of an athlete. They tell me when he was a kid. He flew those single-engine planes as reconnaissance over war zones. He got shot down in New Guinea, and they never found the body because there used to be a lot of cannibals for real in that part of New Guinea.
Primetime still.
So his uncle Boozy got eaten up by cannibals. Where the hell Boozy at? I thought Boozy was still alive. I don't know what the fuck this nigga said. Boozy, his uncle, he got eaten by cannibals. I'm done.
Can't get over the story. The Pentagon called Biden a liar. The truth? Uncle Bozy was the passenger in a plane that went down in the Pacific when its engines failed. There was even a survivor who never mentioned anyone being eaten.
Why is he saying that his uncle was eaten by cannibals? That is a bad way to go.
He lost his life. It's not, look, I'm not, we should not make jokes about this. Wait.
Yo, if Biden got mental issues, right? Why in the world do they still got him in office? Like, this world is so fucking backwards. I'm telling you. Who the comments say, oh, geez, beam me up, little green man. This planet has hit an all-time high. She said, beam me up. Yes, take me. Where the hell the aliens at now?
I mean, your last line, it's for a laugh. It's for a funny statement. And he takes this very seriously.
No one takes this more seriously than New Guinea. Diplomatic relations between the United States and New Guinea have now hit an all-time low.
Yo.
Turns out you accuse a country of eating your uncle, they don't take it lightly. Countries have gone to war over much less.
He said countries have gone to war over much. So Biden started this whole war because they ate his uncle. I'm done, yo.
This week,
like, what the
Biden
fuck?
told us cannibals ate his
dead.
uncle.
I can't, yo. Next video.
Reason that Gen Z looks so much older is because millennials was not allowed to wear makeup in middle school. Boys was not checking for you if you had makeup on. And when I'm talking about makeup, I'm talking about you could wear a little mascara, a little eyeliner, but the boys was not checking for the girlies with the foundation makeup. We're talking about black people here. No, but white people's doing. But it was not a flex to have weave or makeup. Like, it was a thing. They wouldn't even talk to you if your hair was fake. They will roast you so bad if you have weave outside of like braids.
I remember that.
At least in Colorado, where I'm from, Denver, where I'm from, I cannot speak for anywhere else, but being a natural girly was a flex. And for me personally, we didn't even start wearing makeup till we was in our 20s. And y'all had to watch us fail in our 20s with thick ass eyebrows, raccoon eyes.
You was an 80s baby. Did the girls with makeup draw your attention in high school?
No.
Was you looking for them?
No.
No. What you think about girls in high school wearing makeup?
They didn't need to, but teach their own. That's what females do. They destroy a natural, beautiful thing.
But yo, she ain't lying though.
It's like, this is why they look older. They don't start wearing heavy ass foundation in middle school, high school.
Middle school? You want to try kindergarten? They already in preschool wearing eyelashes and makeup and lipstick and wigs and stuff like that, yo.
So y'all could come for me if you want, but
come for her for what? Those that come for her are ignorant to the facts. Shit. I'm 43 and still don't even know how to apply makeup. Oh, snap. Oh, for real? Weave was not really a thing. Braids only. Be natural. Still a flex. So gorgeous.
Yeah.
That part. Most people don't know makeup ages your skin badly. I don't like makeup. That drum breaks my face out. I hate makeup. I still only do eyeliner, mascara, and lipstick or gloss. Nah, neither one of them. It's so true. I cried when I got box braids in middle school. It wasn't cool, sadly. Yep. But nowadays it's all about the makeup. It's what the moms are passing down. It's nothing but makeup, name brand clothes, extensions, wigs. And they don't even need them, but they doing it. They messing their hair up and everything.
So have y'all seen this before? So it looks like an older poster, but this is the first time.
Yeah, we seen this one earlier. Okay, I was supposed to be here.
See this man right here? They're trying to silence him, but he's still speaking the truth.
This is an explosive area of conversation, and puts my life in danger.
Whoa. I didn't expect that.
There is a really wonderful, safe, and legal mushroom to use that leads to neurogenesis, and that's called lion's mane. The drug companies have no interest in this, but this is probably the number one thing that people can do, in my mind, to not only preserve cognitive function, but to expand it.
So this,
you know what's crazy? They talk about the lion's mane, and this is a mushroom name mentioned on Sabrina the Teenage Witch. The lion's mane mushroom.
This crazy looking mushroom that looks like a brain grows brain cells and creates new neural networks that expand cognitive abilities. If you have brain fog or have trouble remembering things, this can be a game changer. It's been proven in hundreds of lab studies to enhance focus and attention. It also helps with depression, anxiety, inflammation, and helps you sleep better. Did I mention it literally grows brain cells? But the craziest benefit is when you take this consistently, you can start unlocking suppressed memories that you forgot that you had. So if lion's mane has all these amazing benefits, why haven't you heard more about it from doctors? When big pharmacies can't patent something and turn it into medication where they can overcharge it by 3,000%, they don't want you to know about it. So if you want to experience these benefits for yourself, this is the highest potency pure organic lion's mane powder with 300 servings. That's a full year supply, and it's only $30 on the TikTok shop. And
I ain't buying nothing that's like that. Like, it's true what he's saying about the lion's mane because I've done my research on it. But I wouldn't buy it in powder form. If anything, I'll buy the real thing and do my own thing. Or if I'm able to grow it, grow it. Somebody, the lion's mane helps you remember. I just keep forgetting to take it. I've been taking lion's mane and it doesn't help a lot. As soon as I heard TikTok shop, it was a wrap. TikTok. He ain't lying about the lion's mane mushroom though. But I wouldn't sit here and buy this off no damn. I'm good.
Said I was 100% black. I told y'all what I was mixed. Said I was 100% black. I told y'all what I was mixed with. I'm multi-ethnic, and stop saying I'm biracial. I am not biracial. Both of my parents are a la black Creoles. They're not. I don't have a white parent and a black parent or a Chinese parent and another. I'm not biracial. I'm multi-ethnic. I was raised to be black. I was raised as a black woman. So I don't care what y'all say. I never said I was 100% black. I told you.
That's the problem with everybody turning everything into a race thing. Like, y'all need to do, like this lady right here says, people not knowing what Creole people are. Y'all need to really do your research, right? Like, it always, the dumbest people being the first to laugh while confidently being wrong and ignorant. So annoying. I'm from Louisiana, and yes, I am from Rodriguez. I don't know, I'm from Rodriguez. I'm from Rodriguez. They could just say you either Puerto Rican, Dominican, or some shit like that. What the fuck? Quick question. What's a Creole? Oh my God. Leave this black Creole woman alone. You can tell she is black or got black in her. The accent sells it, bro. Believe her. That's a fact. Her accent alone sells it.
It's pronounced Nix.
Mix.
Synonymous with LGBTQ identity.
Let's take two books that have been much discussed. The first one is called All Boys Aren't Blue. And I will quote from it. I put some on and got him on his knees. And I began to slide into him from behind. I pulled out of him and kissed him while he asked me to turn over while he slipped on himself. This was my, and I was struggling to imagine someone inside me. He got on top and slowly me. It was the worst pain I think I have ever felt in my life. Eventually, I felt a mix of with the pain, close quote. All boys aren't blue. The second is another much discussed book. I'm sure you're familiar with it. It's called Genderqueer. Okay. Let me read an excerpt from that. Quote, I got a new harness today.
Yo, these are
I
books they
can't
sell.
wait
I mean, they're
to
reading
put
in
it on.
schools. This is crazy.
It will fit my favorite perfectly. You're going to look so hot. I can't wait to have your in my mouth. I'm going to give you the of your life. Then I want you inside of me. End quote. Now, Mr. Secretary, what are you asking us to do? Are you suggesting that only librarians should decide whether the two books that I just referenced should be available to kids? Is that what you're saying?
No.
They should not be available to kids. Like, what is wrong with these Democrats, yo? It's only the Democrat Party you see doing this nonsense, yo.
Okay. Tell me what you're saying.
Well, first of all, there's this.
Don't give me a speech. Tell me what you're asking me to do.
With all due respect, Senator, and the words you spoke are disturbing, especially coming out of your mouth is very disturbing. But what I would also tell you that we're not advocating for kids to read porn, to Senator Booker's
What
point.
are you advocating for?
We are advocating for parents, random parents, not to have the ability, under the guise of keeping kids safe, to try and challenge the world view of every single manner on these issues.
You're getting conceptual again.
I'm not getting conceptual.
Well,
I'm saying
yes,
that
you are. Yes, you are. Because I want to know what you're recommending. It sounds to me like what some of you are saying the librarians should decide who gets to see that book.
I'm saying when individual parents are allowed to make a decision of where that line is, and To Kill a Mockingbird, which involves a rape scene, should that book be pulled from our libraries? I think it becomes a slippery slope.
I think you ought to think about it a little bit more before you come here.
I've thought about,
if
Senator,
you're going to propose something, you ought to be able, in 30 seconds, to be able to explain what you're asking us to do. Ms. Kelly, what do you understand? Well, let me skip you for a second. Cameron, tell me what you're proposing.
It's pronounced Nix.
Mix, is that how would you like me to refer to you?
Senator, your definition of is synonymous with LGBTQ identity.
I'm not asking you that. I'm asking you to tell me you read those two excerpts. Do you
Genderqueer.
think that, are you asking that only librarians and not parents have any say in whether minors can read those books? Is that what you're saying?
Genderqueer has never been in my school library, so it's never been banned.
Well, suppose it was. Should it be up just to the librarian, or should parents have a say?
There should be facilitation of collaboration between students.
Should parents have
and
a say?
educators. Parents should be working with students and educators to be
Okay.
making decisions, because
All
students
right.
are
And who
these-
decides ultimately? The librarian, or do you take a vote, or who takes the vote?
book review committees in the community in my school district.
You want a committee to decide?
There are committees.
Okay. Well, I'm asking you, how do we decide whether the two books that I just referenced should be available in the library? What would you, if you were running things, what would you do?
All Boys Aren't Blue, the scene you mentioned, is about abuse.
I know what it's about.
It's not
What would
erotic.
you do in terms of making the books available? Would you say anybody can see them, or they have to be in a special session?
Students who do not read books like All Boys Aren't Blue cannot learn what is
I
appropriate.
understand that.
They cannot learn.
I understand, but none
about
of you want to
abuse.
answer my question. You come here and you say censorship is bad, and of course it's bad. But the obvious response is, okay, you heard the books we're talking about. Okay, we're not talking about Catcher in the Rye. So tell me what you want, who gets to decide. And all I've heard is the librarians. And parents have nothing to do with it. And if that's your response, what planet did you just parachute in from?
Parents, Senator,
What country, more appropriately? This is not China.
Parents, Senator, with all due respect, parents absolutely have a say. My parents were immigrants, came to this country. We never checked out books without our parents seeing what books we were reading. They encouraged us to read
Mr.
books.
Secretary, I understand this is good for your politics back home.
It's got nothing to do with
but
my
I'm not-
politics. My
no,
bill
of
is
course
passed.
it does.
My
It
bill is
has
passed.
everything to do with your politics.
I'm here to.
But you came here with a problem, and I'm trying to understand the solution, and you don't have one.
We solved the solution.
Other than to tell us that we don't agree with you, you're on the wrong. We'll be on the wrong side of history.
We solved the problem in Illinois. We fixed it because we.
Well, there are
passed laws
others
that
you
make-
could work on.
Well, that's why
I'm
I'm
out
here
of
to help.
time. Thank
I'm
you,
to
Mr.
help-
Chairman.
Yo, I'm dead, right? And it's true. These books should not be read to kids. They trying to push this agenda. And shout out to Senator Kennedy. Like, he kept asking the questions they couldn't answer. He had a specific question: should parents have a say so or not? And in reality, they was just beating around the bush. They couldn't answer his question. The simple answer is yes, parents should have a say so, because at the end of the day, I don't want my child reading that type of book. Why should my 6-year-old or my 7-year-old be reading that book, especially when they have not even been through a trauma like that? And then they got worse books out there. Like I've shown videos, I've done lives where I've shown that these kids are actually standing up saying we don't want to be a part of this. But they're still trying to force the agenda on the kids. But you know why they're getting away with this? Because too many parents are just sitting around twirling their fingers, expecting for the government to come save us, when we should be standing up and demanding this shit. We should be going to these schools and telling them what it is that we want from them, but we're not doing it. They want the 2 to 3 parents that constantly do it to keep doing it. They're not just going to hear 2 to 3 parents. They want to see us come together and actually do it. But y'all don't want to hear that part.
Presidente de Rusia.
I was told by a CIA agent that they actually have a test to determine if you have alien DNA in your system, right? And so maybe not, I don't know. But this person's a trustworthy person. I don't have any reason to believe that they're pulling one over on me. But it's like there's those kinds of things that get said by certain people who seem to have knowledge about these things that just kind of boggle your mind.
15% of the humans have Rh negative blood. 15%. And scientists have no idea where it came from. What they do believe is that if you have that, you may have been evolved from a different kind of species on this planet. Now, was that species put here,
He would laugh too. I'm
genetically
gonna
altered, or was it just a natural formation of the planet in its evolutionary stage? Who knows? But the fact is that Rh negative people, and again, there's 15% of them on this planet, may have come from outside sources.
If a rhesus positive and a rhesus negative parents were to have an offspring, there is a potential danger to the offspring because.
Damn, so what the hell am I? I'm RHB. I mean RHA.
You don't know what you is.
Yes, I do, because they broke it down when I had her. Because remember, I was asking, how is it that my body was fighting my daughter? You know, it's true. They were saying, I'm sitting here, how she, like, no, man, that's crazy. Y'all telling me I can't push my baby out? Y'all have to give me a C-section? Because my blood and her blood was fighting each other? And then they sat here and compared us to two batteries. Positive and positive together.
Oh, yeah. Two positives.
She turned out to be an AB positive, RHAB positive. So, which means they know I was RHA positive. They got the B, they let the father is B positive. But I don't know if the father is RH negative or RHB positive. See where I'm coming from?
The father evolved.
That's why I was like, when they broke that shit down, I was stuck on stupid until I did my research. I was like, what the fuck is they talking about? RH negative, RH positive, all this bullshit. When I did my research, I was like, oh shit. Then it goes back and they talking about they trying to find the last descendant of Jesus Christ, or if you got alien DNA, or if you, I'm sitting here, I'm like, so basically y'all trying to see if the actual, the real divine, the man, the actual God that created everything, the sun, the earth, what is it? The sun. I know the sun. They call him
no, something else. The first man.
Oh yeah, you're right on that. You're talking about the first man.
The first man, yeah. And he turned into a god.
And it wasn't Enoch.
No, it wasn't Enoch.
Enoch was one of them.
It was Panu or Ganu, some shit like that. I can't remember the exact name. But he was the first man, right? And he was the first man to possess godlike power to try to reshape the world. It was the way he seen fit, because the world was not up to his standards.
All right, my apologies, guys. I had to tell my daughter real quick. Let me press play on the video.
These two blood types can't interbreed, basically. Medical intervention is needed. It's why, actually, in the past, people had to have a blood test before they were allowed to get married.
The very fact that an Rh negative mother, her body would actually try to kill an Rh positive baby generates bizarre scenarios. How on earth could this happen? It suggests somewhere in our lineage that the Rh negatives and the Rh positives are perceived as being profoundly different.
Yo, that is crazy. It leads back to a lot of questions, but it not really, because ever since I was little, I've always said this. I was like, yo, why is it that it's so hard to find a criminal or something like that when in every hospital they have our DNA, they have our fingerprints, they have our footprints straight from birth? As soon as you're born, they draw blood. They take your fingerprints, they take your footprints, they do everything. They got all of that in a file. That's why I'm like, yo, I want y'all to go do y'all research, because, yo, there's so many questions that we can answer ourselves.
Wait. Hold up.
Before I let this video play, this right here shocked me. It says Nicole Simpson's real killer. OJ didn't do it. I grew up thinking that OJ Simpson killed his wife.
Nope.
Real shit.
OJ loved Nicole. But see, that's what happens when you get a rich black man with a white woman who go through domestic problems like a regular people, and somebody end up dead. He's the killer. May he rest in peace now.
But it's they say that's the problem. See, it's crazy because if we don't break this cycle, find a way to break this cycle, our black men are going to keep getting blamed. And that's why I said if I break down the Diddy situation, because I had to listen to my baby pops. Yes, he's not innocent of the crimes he committed, but it goes deeper than this. And at first I was confused. I was like, why? Because he was a victim? No, it's not that. He wasn't even going by that. It's deeper than that. And I'm sitting here, I was like, oh shit. It goes to him being a black man in America, being rich, getting involved in this dumb shit, thinking it was cool, and now this shit is backfiring. He's getting his karma. He does deserve his karma. But notice how the people that say fuck you Hollywood end up like O.J. Simpson, Michael Jackson, Left Ty Lopez, Aaliyah. Can I keep going down the fucking line? When they say fuck you, I don't want to be a part of this, they end up 7 feet underground. And literally 7 feet. Fuck the 6 feet. I know how many feet they dig.
Hold up. You mean to tell me that nobody ever knew about Glenn Rogers, the convicted serial killer, and this person was Nicole Simpson's handyman? What? There's even a documentary back in 2012 that he even said he committed the crime of killing Nicole Simpson and Ron Goldman. Nobody knew this. Why am I just now finding out about this? Isn't it funny that this is just now coming about and the media, I guess, suppressed it
after he died?
After OJ died? That's very suspicious. They said from the span of 93 to 95, he committed over 60 murders. 60! He was known as the cross-country killer or the Casanova killer, and
for those of y'all wondering, I am going to react to that video, but I am doing a regular upload. I'm not going to do no live, none of that. I'm just going to react to it and just upload it. So stay tuned for that video.
He was known for killing women. So that explains it all. It's like they intentionally did this because he was never brought up as a witness. He was never brought up as a suspect. Nothing. Goes to show you that nothing is what it seems. So just listening to the media, you can't even believe anything you hear nowadays.
I told y'all a lot of these videos will sit here and make you question your reality. I didn't even know that Judge Joe Brown spoke on it. Somebody said, go listen to Judge Joe Brown. I'm about to listen to his opinion too. Glenn Rogers admitted to it, but they wanted to take OJ down. OJ Simpson's kids need to sue the government. OJ makes a better story for the media, so they ignore Glenn Rogers. Damn. Caitlin Bruce, ma'am, sir, you. I'm done. What the fuck? Wait. Caitlin. I was like, wait, what? I read cat. Caitlin Bruce, ma'am, sir, you have 24 hours to respond. Damn, that's true. What the? Kardashians got a lot to fucking... Damn. Not the Kardashians. The daughters wasn't involved. Yo, Glenn Rogers was on a documentary, and it comes out that he probably did it, but OJ was the guy they wanted. So OJ's civil suit should be canceled. Ron Goldman Sr. knew that Glenn Rogers admitted to the murders, but he told police that he believed that only OJ was guilty. Don't forget 4 of the detectives on the case did prison time for planting evidence during cases. Damn. And OJ still didn't get off on that? Usually when the detectives mess up, all the people they put behind bars get out. And they still pinned OJ on that? Yo, there's so many irregular... They fucked him over. I'm sorry to say it like that. Once his brother went to the police and told them that his brother was the killer of Nicole Simpson, he said they never did anything or followed up. I did. I watched that documentary years ago. He gave his mom Nicole's what?
Bruce and pendant.
Bruce? What the fuck is a... Sorry, what is a Bruce? A Bruce or pendant? Absolutely sickening. They allowed people to accuse OJ until this day. So the killer went to the mom
the brother.
The killer's brother?
The killer brother.
Yo.
See, once his brother went to the police and told them that his brother was the killer, the code center, he said they never did anything or followed up. I did. We watched that all. See, he went to the police. The brother did. The brother, the killer did.
And the whole world still believed that it was OJ. See, I was young when
they spread it underneath the rug.
I was young.
Like OJ was the only person injured, the only suspect, everything.
I was young. I brought you when you
OJ was a black man.
remember when you was talking about OJ. I was like, who the fuck is OJ? I just know OJ is a killer. He was like, oh, you showed me the movies that he came out and stuff like that, blah blah blah. He was like, this. I'm like, I thought he was just a killer. They locked up because he killed his wife on some real shit. Because I was young when this came out. When this story surfaced, I was really young. Like
everybody else, you ain't know no better.
This is crazy. The shit, yo, shit makes you that
man saying, "Yo, what do you bring to the table?"
Let me have this. Men, y'all probably.
Yo, yes, I love the way this woman says it because this is how it should be. And a lot of women got the wrong concept. A lot of I don't know. I don't know what it is. I guess a lot of female parents forgot to, have this conversation with a lot of their daughters, or I don't know what happened in the upbringing. But the way she is saying it is the way my elders taught me. And that's why I say fuck 50-50. It's 100 in a relationship.
We really just don't know exactly what a woman brings. Get your pens and paper. Let's talk about the purpose of a table. I'm talking to you, love, with all the beautiful hair.
You said what they need a table
right.
for? Like,
you sit down and eat at it, right? You have
right.
you
right.
gather at this
right.
table. Let's say I'm your woman, hypothetically. Everyone sitting at this table, either one came in me or came out of me. We can agree on that?
Yeah.
I'm the purpose for even having the table. Everybody at this table is nurtured, cared for, looked after by me. If I deem you worthy enough to even extend your legacy, which means give you children, consider that an honor and a privilege, because parts of
Now, for a lot of you men and a lot of y'all women, don't let this go over your head. Listen carefully to what she's about to say before y'all get offended.
Me have to die to give you life. There are things in my body that will never be the same after bearing children for you. And you're telling me the least, at the very least, you don't want to take care of me?
Nah, I can't.
All right, cool.
It takes
All right.
Take two. Because without me, it could be no family. A family is a family. Like, if you rent it, you need 3 times the rent. It's a teamwork thing. Because if I lack of, you're supposed to be able to, all right, well, here, this and that. If I'm struggling, all right, if I can't get it, all right, I'm going to need you to get that. It's nothing wrong with that. Like, so
it's something wrong with that, baby. It's something. In order for any family to sustain, there has to be balance. You're talking about this 50-50 stuff as if it really exists. If I have to get out of my bed to work 8 hours, 8, 9, 10, 12 hours, which I do right now, and then I have to still come home and I still have to tend to the children. I have to take care of the home. I have to give you sex. I have to stroke your ego, and I have to restore you from all that you've been through throughout the day. What am I left with for myself? You would never be able to outwork a good woman. You should find a capable woman, but you do not want a working woman. When the chips are down, yes, baby, I am capable of rolling up my sleeves and doing what we got to do to get back on our feet, with the notion that once you are stable, you are going to relieve me of that duty, because it is not my job. But if I got to get out of my bed and go work for a man, guess what I'm doing? I'm excuse my language, I'm fucking with 2 men, because I have to get out of my bed and go appease one at work, do what he tells me to do, follow his orders, get the whatever.
I get what
and
Raheem
then
says.
you
I
want me
want
to
you to
come
stay
home
home,
and then appease
but
you.
you're not
and then
stable
take care
yet.
of the kids.
I feel like I
then
have
cook
to
and
help.
clean. Then you want some sex?
Oh my!
You want all that
See, you
on
earned
me
it
for the sake of making it easier on you? If I'm willing to roll back my sleeves and work 2 jobs, which I'm doing right now, what you think I'm expect you to do? You better be willing to work 4. You better be willing
Oh,
to take
that's hard.
off your shirt.
That's hard.
If I roll up a sleeve, you better be willing to take off your shirt for me.
You hear that? If I roll up my sleeve, you better be willing to take your shirt off for me, which he does. Yo, but he chunked him right there, and it's true. Like, stop with this 50-50. Yes, it's teamwork, but it's 100-100. If he can't do this right now as a woman, instead of going out there and cheating on your man, go out there and help him make this bread. Because trust and believe that when you need it, he's going to flip it for you and double that shit and get you everything you need for you to get on your feet and not have to go back to work. But y'all ladies want to sit here and I guess, I don't know, y'all fall for what y'all call so-called bad boys that are still, sucking the milk out their mama's nipple. Sorry to say it like that, but that's the facts. Y'all dating little boys, Peter Pans that are still living in a fairy tale. Instead of sitting here and dealing with these real men, y'all quit on them. Y'all give up on them because y'all can't handle the fact that sometimes they sit here and they go through it the same way we do. They need sometimes, listen, man, especially the ones that sit here and bust their ass, they go to jail, they didn't do shit, come home, and they're trying to get back on track and they can't. How many stories I haven't heard of men talking about, yo, I went home and my shorty did me dirty. Now I'm sorry, I went to jail, my shorty did me dirty, came home, and now I'm trying to get back on my feet and I can't do this, I can't do that. And I gave her everything. And I'm saying, like, why? I don't get it. But see, I noticed that a lot of people, I guess they love that shit. They love misery. They love being played. They love being, not just that, the women that sit here and support the men and make them lazier and then want to sit here and complain, why is he doing this and he's doing that? Let me ask you, and I'm going to say it because I know that you're going to have a good answer for the young men out here. As a man, would you let a woman maintain you, support you?
Who?
A man. As a man, would you let a woman support you, maintain you, and you're at home just watching TV all day?
I ended relationships because I wasn't right in the pockets. And I couldn't let them take care of me. I couldn't. All right, put it like this. In the past, I had a relationship where though I had a good woman, all that. And she was ready to support me because of she was used to from a past relationship. But at the same time, me being the man that I was, I didn't feel right with her supporting me and the things that I wanted to do and the things that I had going on. If I had a weed habit, I didn't feel right with her supporting that. If I wanted to go get drunk with my fellas, I didn't feel right with her putting money in my pocket starting to go do that. That didn't make me feel like a man. That made me feel like less of a man. So that made me feel like, okay, I gotta go do what I gotta do, get me right, be a man, and if it's right for me and her, then we can be together. If not, oh well, on to the next.
See, a lot of these young men out here love it. See, that I've heard a lot of men say exactly what he just said. Shout out to my fiance. I gotta say it like that because that's the fact though, right there. Like, I don't understand how these men can sit in a house and they know that the woman owns it and they know that the woman is sitting here. A lot of these women don't even own it. They still at mom's crib, depending on welfare, and the nigga still sitting at the crib. Like, I'm not understanding a lot of this stuff. So yeah, shout out to this lady because she is speaking facts. Like, stop saying it's 50-50. Yes, it's teamwork, but it's not 50-50. It's 100-100. I'm not meeting you halfway. I'm meeting you all the way.
This man was trying to sell enslaved people and ended up becoming enslaved himself. This is Ayuba Suleiman Diallo. He was born in the 1700s in what is now called Senegal in West Africa. He came from a very prominent family. His family was highly engaged in religious affairs and politics. In 1730, he was trying to buy supplies and sell enslaved people to the Royal African Company, a British trading company, something that he had done many times before. People at the Royal African Company ended up kidnapping him and his translator and selling them into bondage. He managed to convince the captain of his royal status because he had sold enslaved people to him before. By the time the captain relayed the message to his family to pay the ransom, they were halfway across the Atlantic and it was too late.
Yo, I'm glad that he's reading this story because I want y'all to see that there were also, black slave owners. And for people to be saying that it was only the white man, no, there were also a lot of black slave owners. So it's like a lot of people, I don't know if it's that, they forgot this part of history class as we was growing up, because I do remember certain things, but I don't remember everything. A lot of it I had to do my own research because Not every teacher would sit here and break down certain things or explain certain things. Now, I did have a teacher in middle school that broke down a lot. And I know that at one point she got in trouble for doing the things that she was doing because she had her own little curriculum. She followed the school's curriculum, but she also had her own curriculum. But I want the youth to see, like, yo, these stories go deeper and deeper, and a lot of them we don't even know about it because the world is so focused on the Bible. I want to know about my creator. I want to know about why we here and everything that's happening. So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to do my research. I'm not going to sit here and go by he say, she say. I listen to everybody, but I got to sit here and do my own research. And that's what I suggest for a lot of people to also do. That's why I bring these videos out here. Once I show you these videos, that's the first step for y'all to go out there like, look, listen, let me figure this out for myself. Like, damn, the whole point is to test your noggin, to get you to think, just like Papa Duck said. That's the whole purpose of this, get you to think and get you to see that there's way more than what we was told.
Late. The ship ended up docking in Maryland, and he ended up being taken to Annapolis, where he was sold and made to work on a tobacco farm. But this did not go well. He was seen as unfit to work in a field. Remember, he was royalty and he wasn't used to back-breaking labor. Eventually, he did try to run away, but he was caught and he was put in jail. He was in jail. They were trying to find his rationale for running away, but they didn't understand him because he didn't speak English. Eventually, he found a lawyer, Thomas Blewett, who was able to find a Wolof translator who was able to interpret what Ayuba was saying. The lawyer asked him to write down everything he was trying to say, and he wrote it in Arabic. Now remember, his family was very prominent in Islamic religious and political circles. Now eventually the letter that he wrote reached the desk of James Oglethorpe, the owner of the Royal African Company. And for some reason, he couldn't believe that this happened. Side note, you literally trade people for a living. And he went to the University of Oxford to have it authenticated. And he ended up purchasing Ayuba's freedom for 45 pounds. That's not where the story ends. Ayuba ended up going to England and his lawyer came with him. Now, at this point, Ayuba was just the property of the Royal African Company. And that's essentially where they sent him after they purchased him, to their office, like a package being sent to your job. Now, Ayuba got wind that they were going to sell him again, this time to African traders. He ended up contacting his lawyer. His lawyer was like, it's okay, I got this. His lawyer took him to his home and gave him the reassurance that, hey, if I sell you, I'll tell you first. In 1734, he was able to return to Gambia. When he got there, he realized his village had been ravaged by war. His father had died and one of his wives had remarried. But because he had status in the area, he was able to continue his life and lifestyle that he had prior to being enslaved himself, including enslaving other people. In 1736, he was captured by the French for his allegiances to England, and for 2 years, he asked England for help to get him out of French prison, and they turned him down every time. And eventually, in 1773, he died, and his memoir can be read in French and in English.
That's deep. That's deep. For those of y'all that don't know about the story, I suggest y'all go look. It's an interesting story. I've actually read a lot about
This man
it.
was trying to sell enslaved people, and
I want to do my own little upload on, the story itself.
Hey mom, do you know where dad is? What can I do to help? Well, you can't really help me anymore.
Yo, what's up? I'm right here.
Oh, yo, dad, do you think I can go out tonight?
Yeah.
Wait a second.
Come on, man. What?
Wait a second. I don't understand. You came and asked me about your father since when?
Because he always says yes.
Okay, but because he doesn't care, he lets you do anything.
I care.
Well, okay, but you care about him having fun. Well, I care about where you're going and who you're going with.
Mom, don't worry about that.
Don't listen to her. What do you need?
Just some money.
How much?
Like 40.
Oh yeah, I got you.
I don't understand. Where's this 40 coming from everybody's talking about? Is it like 220s, 410s? For what? Devin said last night he ordered something and it was $40. He had it delivered to the house. So I'm very confused. Like Uber Eats.
No. He needs the 40 for the.
Yo, for those of you that are just as confused as the mom, dad is giving him the $40. He said, I want an eighth. Yes. How much do you need? He said, like 20. I'm going to give you 40. No, he said, I need 40. I'm going to give you 80. He need an eighth. He needs a Mary Jane. Yo, I'm dead.
1/8.
I can't do math at this time. Do you see my face? I'm exhausted.
So
from work.
for 1/4, you get 1/8.
Okay. Yeah. Is this a joke?
So, Dad, I can go out tonight?
Yeah, no problem.
All right, I'm leaving.
Okay.
I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys later.
Okay, let me hit you up with that money.
He said, let me hit you up with that money, yo. That is just as worse as the sun. I'm done. $40 is a half an eighth. It's cheap. 44 an eighth. If you don't understand what's being said, he wants to buy 1/8.
The biggest threat that we face is not.
So I showed this video on part 2 earlier. So yeah, let me go on to the next one.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Now, this guy says that, yes, my friend, the U.S. government deports the spouses and children of the U.S. citizens every day. And I think it's messed up because, damn, all right, the kid is a U.S. citizen. And these people probably had working papers and stuff like that to be here. They probably expired. They didn't get the chance or the time to, fix it. And I've heard the stories and I've seen it. Like, people think that stuff is easy. And they end up being here and end up in foster care because their parents got to get deported. They've actually made a couple movies based on situations like this.
Yes, indeed, they do deport the spouses of U.S. citizens. I was talking to an American lawyer the other day. He didn't know that the spouses of U.S. citizens get deported. So do the sons and daughters. I was honestly a little bit shocked. The purpose of this TikTok is not to scare people and think that everyone's going to be deported. The purpose is to educate people and to let you know that, yes, just because you're a U.S. citizen doesn't mean that you can't be deported. Usually this is going to be in the criminal context. Now, if a U.S. citizen is married to someone and they're out of status, they can get them in status and keep them from being deported. But there's lots of reasons why people get deported, and there's lots of reasons other than visa overstay that could get someone kicked out of the United States. So don't fool yourself. Just marrying a U.S. citizen might not solve your problem, especially if that's the reason you got married in the first place.
Facts.
Yes, indeed, they do deport the spouses of U.S. citizens. I was talking to an American.
Somebody said, can my wife be deported even though she has lived in the United States for 36 years as a permanent resident? Her permanent residency card just expired though. Hi, yo, you can participate in Jim's YouTube live show. My dad is raising my half-sister alone at age 67 because of something like this. Sorry to hear that. Applied for the N400 May 2021. Changed address within NY a few times. Delayed it. Interview descheduled. Never got a new one. Almost 3 years. What do I do? And that's what's crazy. That's the whole point. This is why he's saying it. And meanwhile, they're letting a whole lot of migrants pass through the border without waiting for a visa, without waiting for working papers, none of that. They're just here and they're getting free SSI, free housing. They're getting a whole lot of stuff. And shit, everybody in America, like, this the time to stand up, but nobody's standing up. Wah, wah, wah.
Not take pictures. You may not take pictures. It's no, there is no mold in the apartment. I said you may not take pictures. I'm not giving you permission to take pictures. I have the right to. They're outside in a public place. No, you don't. You don't have rights to give. You do not. Please come back with an attorney. You do not have a right to take pictures within my space. Don't you have a key? I'm not going. I have a key.
This lady dumb as hell. Like, if you're complaining to your landlord about mold and all this stuff, and then your landlord sits here and tells you she gotta take pictures, she's gotta do this, why won't you let your landlord in unless you're the cause of why the mold is being? I mean, come on, like, it's crazy because here in North Philly, we complain a lot about slum landlords, the landlords that don't do their job. Yet you got a landlord that's trying to do their job, but you sitting here complaining? Serious?
Again, you cannot take pictures in my personal space without my permission.
If there is mold or an issue or something.
There is no mold. There is no mold. The mold is in your basement.
You've never been in my basement.
Yeah, and that's a problem.
There is no mold.
That's a problem.
You don't rent the basement.
You have no right to take a picture within my, I am not giving you permission to take video or pictures within my space.
Do you get to the basement from her?
Yeah, you can get to the basement underneath there. And she told me it's boarded shut, but she told me not to go down there initially.
There's no way you can get down there.
But when I first moved in, it was. I'm talking to you.
Yo, she is so ignorant. Like, she don't get it. She does have the right. Look how she got that house. Or that space. I think that's more like a studio.
You do not have the right to take pictures within my personal space. Not take pictures. You may not take pictures.
Y'all need to understand, when y'all make a complaint about mold and stuff, the landlord is obligated to come in. So I'm a little confused on this tenant, but hey, to each his own. Like, what the hell?
Wouldn't you want to hold people accountable for what they did to Aaliyah?
Yeah.
So
Wait. What happened to Aaliyah that I don't know? What are you talking?
Can I give you what I?
But don't tell me what you heard on TikTok.
No, not TikTok.
Oh, okay.
It's not TikTok.
Because you're smarter than that.
No, it's not TikTok.
So I always listen to the man that's asking me the question.
Right.
And I know the nature of the question by the intelligence of the man and what their intention is. So just be selective about that question.
Yeah, I mean, listen, and what I respect about you is, Dame, you can simply say, don't want to comment, don't want to say anything. No problem. We'll move on to the next thing. I'll just
what I'm going to want to know is why.
Right, no problem.
And then there'll be accountability.
Well, for me, I got 4 kids, you know, and when you see somebody like this who had an incredible voice, and she was in that one movie with Jet.
What did you hear, though? What did you hear? What did you hear? My question is, why are you saying a conspiracy?
No, it's not a conspiracy. So what I heard is she's coming up, and the whole challenge where she used to be married to R. Kelly.
She's 15. She wasn't married.
15 years old,
she
right?
Can't
and
be married 15 to a grown-ass man.
I know.
So why is Dame Dash dying on this situation? And you can see how nervous he's getting on here. Like, he got put on the spot, and everybody already knows about the R. Kelly and the Aaliyah situation. That's why I'm sitting here like, yo, dude, you know damn well that her parents sold that girl to R. Kelly.
Oh, but
so then why would you still listen to him, knowing that they said he married a 15-year-old? That was the issue. That you knew it was illegal to be married to a 15-year-old, and the dude could actually put out a fucking album that says age ain't nothing but a number.
That's right.
And y'all gonna listen to it and not say a word. That's where people should be ashamed of themselves.
I'm with you. I agree. So
but what's the conspiracy?
So then it's not even the conspiracy. So then, you know, R. Kelly and her, then, you know.
You don't know the conspiracy.
Then Jay.
You looking for a conspiracy?
Then Jay, no, not at all. Not at all. Rob, matter of fact, you may want to stop Googling. Just stop Googling because he's thinking I'm looking at what you're putting up.
What's the conspiracy that you're asking me about?
So then Jay, and then later on with you, she starts, being with you for you.
You said, don't you want to find out what happened? And I want to know what you heard.
What I'd want
I'm
to know
asking
is
you what you heard happen.
Can't deny the fact that Dame is
hold people accountable for what they did to Aaliyah.
Yeah.
You can't deny the fact that Dame is nervous on here. I've always said that he had parts into this. I mean, a lot of them had parts into it on why she's not here today. And for those of y'all that have been like, oh, she was fast, because I've heard a lot of people say it. Listen, man, she was put into that atmosphere at a young age, at a real young age. And that's what y'all need to realize. And when she wanted out, they took her out.
Society was tricked into Social Security. First, let me break down the word security. The state of being free from danger or threat. Let's get into why society was tricked into Social Security. First, let me break down the word security. The state of being free from danger or threat, a thing deposited or pledged as a guarantee of the fulfillment of an undertaking or the repayment of a loan to be forfeited in case of default. In other words, assurance. United States and over 170 other countries are depending on you, to the point of if everyone was to bag out and claim sovereignty, it would change the whole world. Due to a certain family bloodline, understand that these people made the laws, owns all your educational systems, banks, medical systems, everything that's going on. In order for society to gain back control, every individual must opt out of Social Security. People wonder why and how these people are able to take your tax money and give it to somebody else and don't give a fuck about its citizens, because they never did. You are the reason why and how.
Y'all mind if I point out that this person is actually young, sitting here telling y'all he's already come up to and he figured out a lot of stuff. I've said it myself. I don't want to be in the welfare. I don't want to be a part of the SSI. I don't want to be a part of the Social Security. I want to get on my feet and do what I got to do, make my money and get out of the system. Because at the end of the day, we're slaves to a system when we depend on what they're giving us. People say you're tripping. People say you're crazy. No, I'm not. I've always said it. It's like right now, ever since I got into this accident and I had to sit here and depend on this supplemental income, yo, I hate it. I hate it. I'm a slave to their system until I get on my feet. That's why I'm like, yo, you need to relax. No, I want to work on getting my own business. I'm going to get my business up from the ground all the way up to the point where I don't got to sit here and depend on them.
They are able to keep printing money. You got to realize that you are a threat if you start waking up and figuring things out. Y'all wonder why they keep censoring things out on these internet sites and want to ban and take away certain social medias. Because if society wake up, then these people will go broke. You are clearly a threat. And that's the reason why they start buying out the mainstream media and social medias, because they want to control it and censor out everything that's out there to help you get away and realize that they ain't shit without us. We are the security. We are the people who keeping other people's off their ass. Who are the people? We are the people. Meaning if society actually woke up and canceled out all the fulfillments of these people loans and back pays, then we would be a threat. The people that you thought was designed to help you really is not designed to help you, because they are wrapped around these people's fingers. And they also, again, so it's a lose-lose situation if society really want to gain back the strength that we used to have back in the Totalitarian ages, in the ancient stages. But for more of this topic, like, follow, and share for more content.
Right now, I'm going to just read a quote from Edward Mendell House and what he had to say in a private meeting with Woodrow Wilson, president between 1913 and 1921, from the private papers of Woodrow Wilson. Quote, "Very soon, every American will be required to register their biological property in a national system designed to keep track of the people, and that will operate under the ancient system of pledging. By such methodology, we can compel people to submit to our agenda, which will affect our security as chargeback for our fiat paper currency. Every American will be forced to register or suffer not being able to work and earn a living. They will be our chattel, and we will hold the security interest over them forever by operation of law merchant under the scheme of secured transactions. Americans."
But yet y'all scared of boycott? Even though y'all hearing this right now for yourselves, y'all gonna tell me y'all still scared of boycott? Because if we boycott gives us enough chance, enough room to do what we gotta do. But see, people not seeing it that way. They're scared. We don't know how to cook. We don't know how to garden. We don't know how to plant. We don't know how to do this. And in reality, yeah, that's what y'all scared of. Y'all can't go and prove your point because at the end of the day, y'all don't got the money to what? In reality, is it really that y'all scared that y'all don't know how to cook or none of that shit? Or y'all don't know how to survive? Or is it that y'all don't want to lose what y'all get out of all this? The name brand clothes, the jewelry, the money, and all this. Because we do know that we owned a lot of stuff, right? The food is supposed to be free. The electricity is supposed to be free. The water is supposed to be free. But in reality, what? We got to pay for it all, right? A shorty just crazy, though. But look, as time passed by, these kids are waking up and they're learning.
By unknowingly or unwittingly delivered the bills of lading to us will be rendered bankrupt and insolvent, forever to remain economic slaves through taxation, secured by their pledges. They will be stripped of their rights and given commercial value, designated to keep us a profit that will be none the wiser. For not one man in a million could ever figure out our plans. And if by accident one or two would figure it out, we have in our arsenal plausible deniability. After all, this is the only logical way to fund government, by floating liens and debt to the registrants in the form of benefits and pledges. This will inevitably reap us huge profits beyond our wildest of expectations and leave every American a contributor to this fraud, which we will call social insurance. Without realizing it, every American will insure us for any loss we may incur, and in this manner, every American will unknowingly be our servant, however begrudgingly. The people will become helpless without any hope for their redemption.
They said every American will become our servant, yo. Like, and this is an audio from back then.
And we will employ the high office of the president as our dummy corporation to foment this plot against America. Having established...
Yo, they said the high corporation of the president as our dummy. They called the presidents dummies.
Plausible deniability, even if people become enlightened that they had a remedy and pursued it, the attorneys, judges, and legislators could claim that they did not understand the people's claims, especially if the technical requirements for achieving it were not followed pursuant to statutory requirements, requiring the public schools to teach civics, government, and history classes out of federally approved, politically correct textbooks written by the publishing houses, owned by the owners of the Federal Reserve, would assure that the people would not discover the remedy for a long time, if ever. I would recommend that everyone read Fruit from a Poisonous Tree by Melvin Stamper, Melvin Stamper, Stamper. That is Fruit from a Poisonous Tree. This is out of chapter 2 of Fruit from a Poisonous Tree.
All right, y'all. Now, on that note, I'm going to leave y'all with that. Don't let it go over your heads. Like I said, the whole point of this is to bring awareness. We're not here to bring nobody down. We're not here to judge nobody. We're here to talk about it and put solutions on the table. So I'm going to leave y'all with that. And until next time, this y'all shorty Rachel. I hope all of y'all have a blessed and humble day. And I hope all of y'all continue to have a blessed and humble day.
All your ambitions, all in one app.
Stay tuned for part 4 tomorrow.
Sometimes we forget why we're here. It's easy to fall off track. These help us remember.
These battle scars don't look like they're faded, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battles.
Growing up, I had a dream, something no one else could see. Tell me what it means when your faith is falling beneath your knees and you can't breathe. Everything you see reminds you of what you're not or something you won't be. You gotta take what you're given, that's how we live it. Don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed. I hear a lot of people talking like they politicians or choose to be an accountant because it's safe in a business. Not because they want to do it, just because they heard it pays. And who the fuck wants to be poor knowing that's how we've been raised? Society is getting heavy, I can feel the weight. The pressure of success is like 100 million pounds of shame. And that's the reason I'm staying up late, trying to find a way to escape the stereotypes. This day and age is making me feel like the only way I'll be happy is getting signed to a label and making money through rapping. I want to share my emotion because this world is attacking the very principle of life that lets the people be happy. If you don't have a reason to breathe, why even live? These battle scars are impressions of everything that it is.
Don't look like they're faded, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battles don't look like they're faded, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battles.
Now, if I had a voice that reached 100 million people, I tell them there's a reason that we're all created equal. Cause some decide to be great and some decide a sequel to an average person's life is simply what they want to be. So you make your decision, all I know is what I'm given. Won't define the life I lead or the way I dwell in existence. I've seen a greater image on the walls of where I'm living, and the words twisted and scripted remind me of something written. Faith is a gift that is given down to the people. If one believes it, one receives it. It's given if it is needed. Don't ever think you're trapped in a life that you never wanted. Your options are infinite, that's some mathematical logic. I'm not saying I'm a prophet, I'm speaking for what it's worth. These lyrics define my prayers and these battle scars on my church. Not saying I'm a prophet, I'm speaking for what it's worth. These lyrics define my prayers, these battle scars on